Hi everyone, welcome back to Rocksteady. It's Tracy here, and this is a customer service review for the company Next. Now, Next is quite a big company in this country. I know some of my viewers are from overseas. So Next is a shop where we have quite a lot of branches throughout the country in larger towns. We also have outlet shops and big shops that contain a home department as well as other concessions within them. And they tend to be kind of not built in towns but are on the outskirts. But they also have an online store, which is where I bought this table and chairs. I had no choice at the time. At the time I purchased it, the whole country was on lockdown. And so I thought Next is synonymous with good quality and good customer service. So I took the plunge and bought this table. Now, the reason I bought this particular table is because it's small and you can walk around it in this kitchen, which is not very big. Plus, it pulls out to twice its size. I bought 4 chairs at the same time. They don't match it. They're not, when I said they don't match it, they do match. They're not with it. They were separate. So I chose them because they're grey and they go with the legs. That was the choice. So that's what I got. So the beauty of this table is, as I say, it can pull out twice its size. But on the first glance, it really does look sturdy, safe and dependable. Everything that you'd expect when you purchase something like this from the Next store. I'll show you what this looks like pulled out to its maximum size. There we are. It just has, it unfolds and slides along so that it is centered and you've got the overhang on both sides. Now, I know it wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea. I didn't know at the time it would have these brackets in the middle because, as I said, I couldn't see it in a store. It was bought online, but I can put up with that because it's not pulled out very often. We don't have people to dinner every weekend or anything, and it's just, you know, special occasions, family coming over and Christmas. So I will show you how this closes. If you just bear with me a sec, you grab one end and you close it, and there's the way to close it. You just push that along and it becomes the little table again. So one particular evening I was making my partner's packed lunch for work, and this small jar, and it is a small jar of caramelized onion chutney. I'll put a spice jar alongside it so you can see it's not exactly a big jar. Slipped out of my hand. I'm 5'2", so I'm not exactly tall, and it made this hole in the table. As you can see, there are cracks all the way around this hole, and the tabletop has been pushed in and it's made this unsightly, horrible hole. So I'd had it a couple of years maybe, or just over a year and a half, something like that. So I got in touch with Next and they sent a man to come and have a look at it. He was a technician apparently, and he turned up, and he was a funny little man for a start, but he took photographs of any mark on the table, and I just had this suspicion that they were going to say I'd abused this table, which I obviously haven't. So I got a little bit cross about that, and I messaged them and they said, oh, sorry, no, that wasn't our intention. It was purely to see if there was anything that we could do about it. So they did want to kind of have a bit of time to digest his report, and said, could I give them about a week, because at that time it was Easter and they wanted to sort of make sure that they could review it. So I said that was fine. Then I got told, we're not really going to do anything about it, it's not our problem. So I asked them to escalate that. I said I wasn't happy. So it got escalated, and a manager called me, again asked for some time to digest the report and see what we could do. They sympathised, they said that they could see it wasn't any kind of problem on my part. A little while passed and I got a message from them saying, it's not a manufacturer's fault, so there's nothing we're going to do about it. Well, I pointed out it might not be a fault. It is, in my opinion. It may not be a specific manufacturing fault, like they didn't not screw a leg on, etc. But it's a design fault because it's very thin veneer, which I didn't expect, and you don't expect from Next. So therefore, to me, that is a fault. That is a design fault, not a manufacturing fault maybe, but certainly a design fault. They've offered me nothing in terms of anything. So I would assumed that they would try to fix it for me. And there is a way of fixing it, because you could just turn this tabletop completely the other way around, so the bottom becomes the top and the top becomes the bottom. Unless there's screw holes in it, obviously, then you can't. But you would think that they would offer to turn one of these pieces around, just so that maybe the hole appears at the bottom, or replace the top, or somehow fill it and make it look good. But no, they've decided that it's not their problem, it's mine. And I stressed to them, it was a very small jar. It was not like some humongous catering size pack of anything, and it wasn't dropped from a great height. It just was a simple slip out of the hand, landed on this table and made this unsightly hole. But Next are quite happy for me to be left with it, and I'm not, basically. So I thought I would do this little customer service review for Next, who are scoring at an absolute 0. That's just disgusting that they'd leave me like that. It was only just out of warranty, and I'm stuck with this table with a gigantic hole in the top. It wasn't a cheap table. It looks pretty sturdy, and it's not the quality or the experience I'd expect to get from Next. So what did I say to them? Well, I told them they could close my account because I'd never use it again. And that's exactly what they did. They called me up, someone from the that department, and they tried to persuade me to keep my account. Would I like them to send it back for further review? And I said, would it be going to the same person, whose name I think was Nikita? And they said, yes, it would just go straight back to them. And I said, well, there's little point then, because they've made their point perfectly clear that they're not going to do anything about it. They don't accept that it's any kind of liability. And even though they'd used this really flimsy veneer on what, to all intents and purposes, was a solidly made, well-made table. So I said, there's no point. Just close my account. Once I'd been a pretty decent customer, always in there. I'd had an account with them, which was never kind of used to the extent where I had hundreds and hundreds on it. I paid it off fairly quickly. So I've always been what they would consider a good customer. And I'd often gone in the store and bought clothes and children's clothes. I was quite a customer that used them a lot, and I shall never grace a shop or their website again, because I feel like I've just been left in the lurch with a table that's not fit for purpose. And I told them so. I said it is a manufacturing fault because it's a design fault, and you've left me in the lurch with this table that's not fit for purpose. Oh, we're very, very sorry, but that's our decision. Well, fine, fair enough. This is mine. So I will never use them again. I've cut up my card, thrown it away, and there are plenty of other stores, and I won't be using them again. So thank you for watching. Just bear in mind when you buy a table from Next, it might look nice and sturdy and it might look solid, but just read that, read the print, because if it says veneer, it won't be very, very solid at all. So that's just my little warning to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next customer service review. Let's hope it's better than this one.